Hi there. You're listening to English Podcast for Beginners, your friendly guide to learning English step by step. Let's learn, practice, and grow together.
Welcome back to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? You're doing great in English, maybe nailing a presentation, understanding all the technical stuff.
Yeah, feeling pretty fluent.
Exactly. But then someone asks, so how are you really feeling? And suddenly, poof, all that vocabulary seems to vanish.
And you're stuck with what? Happy, sad, fine.
Pretty much, you hit this wall because, what's going on inside, your actual emotions, they're so much more complex than just those three words.
Absolutely. They have layers, nuances.
Well, that wall, that's what we're tackling today. This deep dive is all about getting you the language, the really good stuff, to talk about those subtle, complex feelings in English.
Moving past just the basic labels.
Right. We want depth, clarity, authenticity.
And that really is crucial for genuine fluency, isn't it? It's not just about perfect grammar or, knowing fancy idioms.
No, not at all.
Fundamentally, fluency means being able to share your inner world, your experiences, those slight shifts in emotion. That's what connects us. And English actually has this incredibly rich vocabulary for moods, for tone, for all these emotional shades.
It really does.
Learning how to use it. That's what takes you from just speaking well to, truly connecting. It makes conversations feel more real, more human.
So the plan today, we're going to explore some specific, more advanced expressions for 4 big emotions. Happiness, sadness, anger, and excitement.
But not just a list.
No, definitely not just a list. We're giving you a toolkit, too. We'll look at how these phrases actually work so you can start building your own. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's unpack this.
All right.
So first off, why should someone who, already gets by okay in English bother refining this emotional language? What's the real value in digging into nuance?
Well, the value is huge. It's about efficiency in communication, for one, and emotional maturity.
Efficiency? How so?
Think about it. If you just say, I'm happy,
Yeah.
that's okay, but it's vague. It's like a rough sketch. But if you can say, actually, I feel really calmly content right now, you've instantly given so much more information. The type of happiness, the intensity, maybe even how long it feels like it might last.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. It paints a much clearer picture.
Exactly. And that's where this idea of shades of emotion comes in, like a color palette.
Yeah.
Happiness isn't just one block of bright yellow. It could be vibrant, almost electric, or it could be soft, gentle, like a pastel.
I like that analogy.
A mature speaker knows how to show which shade they're feeling. True fluency is being able to express the texture of the feeling.
The texture of the feeling. I love that. Okay, let's dive into that positive palette then. Starting with happiness, but maybe the quieter kind, that sort of calm joy or deep contentment. We usually just say happy.
Right. But we can do better.
So what are some more refined ways to say that? The research mentioned one I liked. I feel genuinely uplifted today.
That's a great one. And what's interesting there is the word genuinely.
Ah, the adverb.
Exactly. That's one of the tools we'll talk about later. Adding genuinely isn't just filler. It signals real sincerity. It tells the listener, I really mean this. It adds that crucial nuance right away.
Got it. So it removes any doubt. What about happiness that feels longer lasting, like a steady state?
For that, you might use language that suggests a sort of mental space or location. If you're describing a period of feeling good, you could say something like, I'm in such a positive headspace lately.
Okay, headspace and lately. That combination really signals duration, doesn't it? It's different from that immediate uplifted feeling.
Precisely. You're using time markers, like lately, to fine-tune the emotional description.
And what if the feeling is more about gratitude, that deep appreciation for something?
Then you can lean into imagery. Powerful, subtle imagery, like, my heart feels light and grateful.
Light, that works really well.
Yeah, light makes the abstract feeling almost tangible, doesn't it? It suggests freedom from burdens, which is so much richer than just saying, I'm happy about this.
Definitely. Okay, so that's contentment. Let's shift gears to the more energetic, positive state. Excitement, enthusiasm, anticipation, that real eagerness.
Right, the feeling when you're genuinely looking forward to something. You need language that captures that active energy.
So maybe for something more formal, like a work thing?
Yeah, for like a project launch or an important meeting, you might keep it precise but positive. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. Still using genuinely for sincerity.
Okay. But what if it's like talking to a friend about a trip or a concert? something much more informal and high energy.
Then you need something with more buzz.
Yeah.
Our sources had a fantastic one using physical imagery. I'm absolutely buzzing with anticipation.
Buzzing. I love that. You can almost feel it.
Exactly. It's a great example of matching the language to the context and the feeling. Buzzing screams high energy, almost electric. It's an emotion-focused verb implying a physical sensation.
You wouldn't put buzzing in a report, though.
Probably not. But with a friend or a close colleague, perfect. It instantly communicates that level of excitement.
Makes sense. Any others for excitement?
You could also focus on the drive it gives you. Something like, I feel energized and motivated.
Okay. Using those strong verbs.
Right. Energized, motivated. They do the heavy lifting. They signal that this emotion is actually pushing you towards action.
Okay, great. So we've explored the sunny side. Now, let's talk about the more challenging emotions. And this is where clarity and precision are just so vital for healthy communication, right?
Absolutely critical. Let's start with sadness. It's often kept inside or expressed in ways that aren't quite accurate.
Yeah.
With sadness, the key really is maturity. We want to be honest, but without being overly dramatic. Precision actually gives your words more weight, more credibility. Sadness can be quiet, reflective, heavy, overwhelming. Lots of shades here, too.
So how do we talk about that internal heaviness, that sort of quiet struggle, without sounding like we're asking for pity or being dramatic?
Focus on the feeling itself, often using imagery again.
Yeah.
The sources suggested phrases that capture the weight of it.
Like what?
You could try. I'm feeling a little weighed down emotionally.
Yeah.
See? It's gentle, but clear.
Way down. Yeah, that resonates. Or maybe if it feels persistent.
Then you could say, there's a heaviness I can't quite shake today. Again, that imagery of heaviness.
It makes the abstract mood feel physical, something the listener can almost sense.
Exactly. It communicates that low-grade, sustained burden really effectively.
Okay, here's the question, though. Why say I feel emotionally drained instead of just, I'm tired? What's the difference?
That's a really good distinction to make. If you just say, I'm tired, it usually implies physical fatigue, lack of sleep maybe,
right.
but emotionally drained. That specifies the source.
Yeah.
It tells the listener the fatigue is coming from mental or emotional effort, not just physical. It's like a more precise diagnosis of where your energy went.
That's really useful. And another angle is focusing on how it affects you, right? Like your ability to function.
Yes, exactly. That's another mature way to express it. For instance, I'm struggling to find motivation at the moment.
That feels very honest and specific. It's not demanding sympathy, just stating a reality.
Precisely. Okay, moving on to anger. This is a tricky one. Emotional intelligence is absolutely key here.
Definitely.
Anger isn't just one thing. It ranges from slight irritation to deep frustration. The goal is always to express the feeling clearly, but without becoming aggressive. Articulation is actually a form of control.
That's such an important point. People often think strong emotion needs loud volume or harsh words.
Right. But what's fascinating here is that sophisticated language often allows you to be much more effective. You can state your boundaries, express your limits clearly and calmly. That has far more impact.
So how do we do that? How do we articulate frustration or irritation in that controlled, articulate way? Let's say something is just annoying, minor stuff.
Then a simple adverb can regulate the intensity, like, I'm a bit irritated by this situation.
A bit. That little word does a lot of work.
It really does. It's like a volume control. It acknowledges the feeling, but shows it's measured, not overwhelming.
Okay, but what if the frustration is bigger? Like a real obstacle, maybe at work, stopping progress?
Then you need something stronger, but still controlled.
Exactly. You could use direct, precise language. I feel incredibly frustrated right now.
Okay, incredibly frustrated. The adverb incredibly bumps up the intensity, but the focus stays on the feeling and the situation, not attacking someone.
Right. Now here's a nuance. Sometimes people worry that softer phrasing might sound passive-aggressive. Like if someone has genuinely crossed a line and I say, that really pushed my limits, am I being too indirect? Is it strong enough?
That's a really valid concern.
Yeah.
But actually, depending on your tone, of course, that really pushed my limits can be incredibly assertive.
How so?
It's not passive at all. It's defining a clear boundary. You're saying, this is my limit, and you've reached it. It communicates the boundary without resorting to yelling or accusations. It shows you're managing your reaction. That's maturity in action. That makes sense. It's about asserting the boundary calmly.
Exactly. And another great phrase for showing that active self-management is something like, I'm trying to stay calm, but this is upsetting.
I like that one.
Yeah, it uses those two emotion-focused states, trying to stay calm, and is upsetting to show the listener that internal tension you're dealing with. It invites understanding, maybe opens a door for discussion, without launching an attack.
That's really powerful. It's all about moving from that internal feeling, which might be chaotic, to clear external communication.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about specific words and phrases for feelings, but the sources really emphasize that mastery also comes from the structure around those words.
Mapping, yeah.
Let's call it our communication toolkit. Based on everything we've discussed, what are maybe the top 4 tools people can use right away to make their emotional expression deeper?
Okay, let's synthesize. First, and we saw this with genuinely and incredibly, use adverbs. Seriously, they add so much nuance. They're your emotional volume controls.
Right. Don't just say focused, say deeply focused.
Exactly. Or overwhelmingly excited. Adverbs often save you from needing a whole extra sentence to explain the intensity. Tool number 1, adverbs.
Got it. What's next?
Second, use powerful emotion-focused verbs. We talked about words like uplifted, overwhelmed, drained, energized.
The heavy lifters.
That's a good way to put it. These verbs already contain the emotional weight. Saying, I feel energized, is often much clearer and more concise than trying to describe the physical feelings of energy.
Okay. Adverbs and specific verbs. Tool 3.
Third, and this one is often really effective and memorable, use imagery. We saw this with light, heavy, buzzing.
The poetry of emotional language.
Yeah, something like that. Imagery makes abstract feelings concrete. It helps the listener really feel what you're describing. It makes the experience palpable and often much more engaging.
Love it. Okay. Adverbs, verbs, imagery. What's the 4th tool?
Number 4 is crucial, and it requires practice. Match your delivery. Your tone of voice, your pace, the rhythm, the energy you use. They have to align with the words.
So it's not just what you say, but how you say it.
Absolutely. Non-negotiable. Think about pausing just slightly before an important emotional word, saying, I feel completely drained.
Yeah.
That pause adds so much emphasis, way more than just saying it louder.
That makes perfect sense. So the 4 tools: adverbs, emotion-focused verbs, imagery, and matched delivery.
Exactly. These 4 things together, they transform a simple vocabulary list into a really sophisticated communication strategy. And connecting it back using this kind of expressive language, it really shows emotional maturity, and it just makes your conversation so much richer, so much deeper.
I sometimes hear a concern, though. People worry that using these, more sophisticated words might make them sound like they're trying too hard, or maybe like they just swallowed a thesaurus.
Yeah, the Thoris effect.
Is there a risk of sounding unnatural or overly academic? What's the right balance?
That's a fair point. The balance is authenticity. It comes down to purpose. If the more nuanced word, like weighed down, instead of just sad, genuinely captures your state more accurately, then use it. It's authentic.
So it's not about using the biggest word possible.
Definitely not. It's about using the most precise word. When you use language precisely, it shows you've actually taken a moment to understand your own feeling. And that self-awareness, that never comes across as trying too hard. It comes across as thoughtful.
Okay, that clarifies it. So what does all this mean for you, the listener, starting right now? Where do you go from here?
Well, it means that maybe the true measure of your English fluency isn't just about getting through a business meeting smoothly. It's also about navigating the really subtle, complex world of human interaction with grace and honesty.
Being able to express the real you.
Precisely. Emotional fluency reflects self-awareness. It reflects confidence. It even reflects, cultural understanding to some extent. Being able to express your feelings well in English means understanding yourself better, and it allows for that deeper, more honest connection with others.
That's why we call it a deep dive, right? It connects language learning to something bigger.
Exactly, to self-discovery.
So our suggestion is maybe start small. Pick just one phrase from today that resonated with you. Maybe an imagery one like, my heart feels light, or an intensity one like, I'm incredibly frustrated.
Yeah, just one.
And practice saying it out loud. Get comfortable with the sound, the rhythm, until it feels natural coming out of your mouth.
So just to recap the main idea here, real fluency isn't just describing facts about the world. It's about expressing the texture of your inner world.
Being present in the language, communicating who you really are. We really hope this deep dive has given you both the confidence and some concrete vocabulary to start articulating your complex inner life more fully.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Language really grows when you're willing to be honest, when you're present, and when you try to express who you truly are. So think about one new emotional phrase, Maybe I feel genuinely uplifted, or there's a heaviness I can't quite shake that you could actually use today to describe something you're feeling right now. Try it out. See how the conversation changes.